Well, it's like a day at the seaside down there. I'm back down the coffee cup again for the second session since lockdown. See if we can break that blank. I'm about 100 yards down towards the pier from the coffee cup. A little bit further on than where we were last time. We were in front of the coffee cup last time, and I did get snagged up a few times out there and lost a bit of tackle. So I've just, for no other reason than that, I've just moved along the beach a little bit. There's loads of people about. I expected it. It's the warmest day of the year so far, and there's loads of them. There's only one or two anglers. I expected to see more anglers. Maybe they'll turn up a little bit later. Perhaps they've done what I wanted to do, and that was come a little bit later, just to secure a spot. I think after dark will be the best time just to catch anything. I've got squid, bluey, ragworm, and I've got a few hardback crabs as well that I collected today. But from what I can gather, I think the smoothhounds are tending to show up after high water and on the way down, so I'm definitely going to give it a go down for an. I'm not going to fish mega lakes, I've got work in the morning, but definitely going to give it a go at least down for an hour. See how it pans out. Yeah, I'm in no rush to get the rods out at the moment. It's still blazing, still busy, but it looks lovely out there. Yeah, just going to get the rods set up now. So while it's early, I just thought I'd show you through the rig that I'm using down here tonight. And it's a rig that I've been using a few bits and pieces now, and I've kind of settled on stuff that I really like, and it's a collaboration of all sorts as well. I'm not in any stable, as it were. I've got Gemini gear, I've got breakaway gear, and I've got Trident gear on here, and it's the sort of the best of what I've used all put into one rig. But this is a hangover up and over rig. Starts off up here with a, what's that called? I can't even remember what they're called, I just know they're good. Termalink, that's it, Termalink at the top. And we've got a £100 Gemini rig swivel. We've got the hangover clip there. The rig goes up and over, tensioned on that spring. I think that's lovely. It loses tension in the air a little bit, it doesn't flip out. Then that's got a clip and a swivel, so I can change the hook links down there, and it terminates in a breakaway imp. And then we've got a 5-ounce Gemini longtail gripper. So it's a little bit of a mismatch of bits and pieces, but that is a rig that works. It's one that I've got confidence in. I know that when that releases, and it releases every time, that is fishing running ledger style, so there's minimal resistance, and there's about a 2.5 foot hook length with a hook as well. I wanted a 3.0 and they didn't have any of the cocks and rules that I wanted, so I went for something a bit different, and I've got some Sakuma Manta Extra 3.0s, and I'll tell you what, these are super strong and they are super sharp as well, proper sharp. Really impressed with those. I usually go for the cocks and rule. I've got those in a 4.0, but I wanted a 3.0. I just wanted something a little bit smaller. I didn't have any, so I went for the Sakuma Manta Extra 3.0. Super sharp, super strong, give them a go, really good. And 50p cheaper. So there we have whole squid with one of them size 3 Sakumas on there. Beautiful. That looks good. Slide that off the needle. No pennel, just a single hook in there. And once that's all rigged up, clipped up, that there, the beautifully streamlined rig, weighted rig, and it's not very long because it's an up and over. It's probably about 1.5 foot long in total. Spot on. So anybody who knows anything about smoothhounds will know that when they hit, they really hit hard. So it's a good idea to set your clutch, put your clicker on, so that if they do bang it hard, they can take low enough the reel and not going to rip everything over. Spot on. So that's one rod out. I'm not in any rush to get another rod out. At least I've got one out there. I've got a bait out there fishing, so I can gauge some sort of idea of if there's anything about. If I start getting a few knocks on it, or if I catch a fish, then obviously I know there's some stuff about and I'll put another rod out. But in the meantime, I'm not in that much of a hurry to put another rod out. And although I'm fishing with a squid bait on that one, I still expect to catch a smoothhound if one comes along. They'll take a squid, they won't turn their nose up at us, a whole squid. I think they'll take most baits. I think crab seems to be the out and out winner. But they will pick up other stuff. But with that whole squid out there, I could pick up anything. A ray could pick that up, a strap conger, a dogfish, a bass. It's one of those sort of one bait catches all. Whereas if I put a whole hardback crab out there, it's kind of a one chance saloon. That's my thinking anyway. I'm going to have a cup of coffee now, have a little snack. Just made a lovely roast dinner at home, so the roast chicken dinner, so I'm not hungry but I'm snacky. So I've got a couple of little bits and pieces with me just to tide me over. And a flask of hot coffee, that's the important bit. But I've got 3 rods, so I'm going to stick to a whole squid on this one. On the other one I'm going to put probably a bluey bait, and I've got a little scratching rod, and I've still got a few ragworms, so I should probably put a wishbone out with some ragworm on. And then later on round high tide I shall stick a crab on, 1 maybe 2 rods, see how that pans out. But yeah, hopefully I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket tonight, so hopefully we can get a fish. We can get the banks over. And I've got no hat. I've got my woolly hat for later when it gets a bit cold. I've got my headlamp on. I didn't bring my baseball cap or my flat cap, so unfortunately you've got the shiny head until it gets dark anyway. So that's the second rod made up, and that's just our standard wishbone rig with a couple of ragworms on. Ragworm's well past its best, stinks, but still wriggling a little bit, so worth putting out. So that's all 3 rods out now. It's about 9 o'clock now. 10 to 9 now. And high tide I think it's about 10:30. So I've got 1 out on ragworm, 1 out on whole squid, and 1 out on a chunk of bluey. I've got another little bluey wrap there, ready to go when I wind that one in. So the rods are out there now. Let's just hope the fish turn up. I can feel this slipping through my grasp. No, we're not doomed just yet, but it is very, very slow, and it is dark now, so if it's going to happen, I'm kind of expecting it to happen now, probably half an hour before high water. Got crab on 1, bluey on 1, and squid on the other. When I wound the bluey rod in, that had been proper chewed, and there was a knot in the hook link as well, so I kind of thinking something's had a little play with that, but not enough to register much of it. But I had a couple of little dinks that I just thought was the lead releasing from the grippers releasing from the bottom, but in hindsight I think that might have been a bite. So I think we've had a bite, I think, which is better than last time already. Couldn't be any worse. But yeah, it's half an hour before high water, and I'm expecting, now it's dark, end of the flood, and then maybe over high and down for a bit, we've got a chance. Tide's really pulling. Not a lot of weed, really mild. As soon as the sun went down, I started to feel a little bit chilly, so I put my jacket on, and now I'm feeling like I want to take it off again. But I think that's mostly because I've just redone all 3 rods and put them back out, and I've been active, so I've probably worked up a little bit of sweat. But yeah, gonna have another cup of coffee, another little snack, bag of crisp or something, and watch these rod tips, listen for these bells, and see if we can catch a fish. Just need 1 fish just to pull it out of the bag. Well, I've only gone and pulled it out of the bag. I've just switched over all 3 rods over to a hardback crab, and within about 10 minutes the first one's gone, and there we have it. Just over £5. Smoothhound, first one of the season, first one for absolutely years. Proper chuff with that fish. Did it fight as well, stripping line off, really exhilarating. The bait was bang bang, and then the slack line picked it up, wound frantically because it must have been coming towards the shore, and then it started going on its runs, taking line off the reel. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. I'm just going to release him in the surf, get the rod back out. Well chuffed, well chuffed. Well, talk about awesome. Look at that. That is incredible. Just put that fish back in the surf. Just literally put that fish back in the surf, and then one of the other rods is away. And we've got another one, about the same sort of size, £5 or £6. Absolutely brilliant fishing. God, these are now fight, and I've got freshwater rods. You know, one of them's a pike rod, the other one's a spod rod. The actual beach rod hasn't gone yet, but the other 2 have, and that's been absolutely brilliant. Stripping line off and running up along the beach. I was probably about 50 yards down the beach when I landed that one. But yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. There he is, look. Oh, awesome fishing. Awesome fishing. And they turned up 2 in quick succession. Well pleased. I'm going to get this one off and see if I can get some rods back in the water. Super duper. Oh yes, I'm just listening out for them bells again. But I've got all 3 rods back out again now. But that was hectic. I got a message from Mark saying any time between now and the next 3 hours is when the hounds can turn up. He's fishing a different place tonight, but I've stayed local. So after I got that message, I just thought I'm going to put a crab on each rod and ping them out. I only put them out about 40-50 yards, and then the first one went bang 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 and then fell slack. So I started winding it in, and it was taking line. I'm using braid on them rods as well, so I felt every lunge and every head shake. Fantastic fishing. And I got that one in, and it would wrap the line up all around its body. So untangled it, weighed that one. It was about 5 and a quarter, something like that, 5 1/4 pound, just to get a rough idea of what one looks like. And done a little bit for the camera, just put it back in the surf, and then bang 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 on another one. So run over again, slack line, wound in, and another exhilarating fight. Ended up landing it about 50 yards down the bank because it was just stripping line and taking me left and right and all over the place. Fantastic. So I wound the other rod in as well. I've put a fresh crab on each rod, and I've put them back out again. So I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee, sit on the box, and just wait to see if this pack comes past again. I've got a message from Mark, and he's had one as well. Good fish. So yeah, really good night. Really good night. Stars tonight are fantastic. It's a really dark night. There's no moon, and the stars just look incredible. And that's all I've got time for tonight, guys. It's 11:30 now. By the time I get home, get cleaned up, get everything packed away and get to bed, it's going to be 12:30, and I've got to get up at 6 for work, so I really shouldn't stay any longer. I'm nearly out of crab anyway. Me and James went out at lunchtime and for about half an hour, and we've got about 8 or 9 crabs. I think I've got 2 left in the bucket, but they're just tiny ones, so I'm going to release them. But we've had a fantastic session, lovely to be out on the bank again. 2 cracking fish, really good sport. Them smoothhounds are mental. You sit there all night waiting for them, and then all of a sudden the pack will come along, look, fastest. You get a bit of frantic carnage, and then gone again. But yeah, brilliant, well worth sitting there and waiting for it. Really good sport on light tackle. Couldn't be any happier. Tuesday tonight, probably going to get out Friday night again. Friday lunchtime, get some crabs, and then get out Friday night. Hopefully that's the plan. But until then, thanks again for watching. Tight lines, and we'll see you in the next one.